Yeah, how can I show a person that I love them or convince them that I care about them when, as a believer, I'm opposed to the majority of the things that they do?
Yeah, that's a hard thing. I've had some family members that are like that. It's like they're just doing off the wall stuff all the time, and it's just hard to come alongside of them and show any kind of caring because they take it as approval, and you don't want that to happen. I don't want to indicate that I approve of somebody's lifestyle when I don't. And so, I just kind of take my cues from Jesus. So, Jesus, for example, Zacchaeus is a good example. I believe it's in the book of Luke. Jesus is going through Jericho. This dude Zacchaeus is short, and so he climbs up in a tree so that he can get a good view. Well, he's a tax collector, and he's been ripping people off for years, and everybody hates him. The only people who will hang with him is tax collectors. And so Jesus goes walking by the guy, looks up into the tree, and says, "Zacchaeus, tonight I'm going to eat dinner with you." And Zacchaeus jumps down out of the tree, goes and prepares dinner, invites all his tax collector friends over, and Jesus is just having dinner with the guy. And by the end of the dinner, Zacchaeus is going, "You know what? Anybody that I've ripped off, I'm going to pay back fourfold." And he just goes through and talks about how he's going to change his life. And Jesus says, "Today salvation has come to this home." And so Jesus doesn't talk to him. All he does is goes out to dinner with him, and that's it. And the guy's whole attitude turns around. And there are other people where Jesus is talking to them about stuff, and so it's a really good thing to just go through and see how Jesus dealt with believers and unbelievers when he was dealing with their sin. Woman at the well is a great example. He's just trying to get a drink of water, and he gets into a conversation with her, and he starts talking to her about water of life, and she starts mocking him. And at one point, he gets pretty gnarly with her, and he says, "Go call your husband." And she goes, "I don't have a husband." And he says, "You're right. You've had 5, and the guy you're living with right now isn't your husband." And she goes, "Sir, I perceive you're a prophet." You know, I love that line. Moving on to religious topics, get it off of my heart. And Jesus ends up leading her into salvation. And he does say pointed things about her life. And he does it in a kind way, in a pointed way, but it's still kind. And she could tell that he cares about her. And so, a lot of this stuff is a discernment type of thing. When I'm with somebody and everything that we've ever talked about is negative, and it's almost like I'm always capping on them. I just try to find something that I can be kind to them about. And I stay away from certain subjects because, from what it sounds like, you've probably had conversations with these people before, and one of the things I would ask you is, do they know where you stand on these things? And if they know where you stand on these things, then you probably don't need to tell them again. And so I've done that with certain people, specifically in my family, where I just, I don't talk to them about stuff. If they bring something up and they're looking for my approval, then we'll talk about it. And, if it's ungodly, then they won't get it. And I'll tell them I love them anyway. But, if they know where I stand on something, I don't have to make every single interaction with them a confrontation. And that's that kind of thing. So I try to find things that I can do for them. Give them a gift. That's what I do. That's what I've done with family members. I try to make sure that my gifts are thoughtful, and my wife is really instrumental in that.
Yeah.
She and I'll powwow about what to give to family members and that kind of thing, and just to show them I care about them and that kind of stuff. So hopefully that helps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.